think I'm chosen to be the king of rock. Think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fat Boy Cartel podcast. We're here tonight live to do a review of Monday Night Raw for Memorial Day 2021. Can we just do AEW again? Can we go back and watch Double or Nothing? But anyway, that's... my name is Eric, this is Damon over here. We're going to review the show like we said, but if you're finding this for the very first time, please click the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when we put up... Yeah, so you get all the notifications when we put up new content on the channel. So yeah, we're going to run through the show kind of quickly. We're going to do our normal 10-minute time limit. We're going to start that right now. So the show started off with a nice Memorial Day package video, with WWE tends to do it with their shows. It's always a nice touch, obviously, for the day. Corey Graves welcomed us to Raw and introduced us to the new head commentator, Jimmy Smith, with Byron Saxton with them as well.
Which he didn't do too bad this week.
From what I could tell, yeah, I didn't...
I mean, he wasn't so egregious. I actually noticed him.
Right.
Fucking up, but I was more listening to Corey and Byron.
I think all things considered, especially his first night, he was doing better than Adam Van Verk. So in that regard, we'll see what he does. Maybe he'll improve. So for now, we'll cut him some slack. MTV, Miz TV.
Same shit.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, the real world and all that. You know, Miz has some experience there. With Miz and John Morrison. Miz, you can clearly see the knee brace he's wearing underneath his suit pants. From where he didn't say it right on the show, but I think he tore his ACL. That was the report during the Zombie Lumberjack match, which he mentions, but conveniently forgot to mention the zombies. I think he just kept saying, "Oh, that match."
I was injured during the match.
The match, yeah. John Morrison is wearing a garlic necklace.
Although I think he did say lumberjack match.
Yeah, he did say lumber. He just didn't mention zombie part of it. But Morrison was definitely wearing garlic in case there was vampires, aliens, or something else weird might happen. So
I think the zombies ate Morrison's brain.
Right, yeah.
My fucking God, dude, the garlic. Oh! I immediately checked out of the entire segment when I saw what the fuck Morrison was wearing. I was like, nope.
It definitely
I'll come back when we're done with this segment.
It definitely set a low bar for the remainder of the show, but
they didn't hurdle that bar though.
Which I need to point this out too. We haven't seen Miz in weeks. He apparently got devoured by zombies, but yet he's perfectly fine. Storyline wise, they just totally forgot it, as we expect. But anyhow, Miz was talking about how he smells bad. There was a weird smell. Of course, you know, all the people around Morrison kept talking about how he stunk because of the garlic. Yeah. Charlotte came out and, again, some more garlic smell humor. She, basically was talking about Rhea Ripley and her match with her at Hell in a Cell. And Rhea Ripley also entered. Again, more garlic stuff. I think even Morrison asked her if she had a garlic bread recipe he could borrow.
Yeah, her favorite garlic bread recipe.
Yeah.
Also, Charlotte calling both Miz and Morrison idiots because apparently Miz had asked her like whatever, like, what number you want for, time champion here. And knowing Charlotte being Charlotte is assuming she's going to win her match, 14-time champion.
Yeah.
And Miz and Morrison just crack up like they've heard the funniest joke.
Like schoolgirls in elementary school.
Exactly. And she's like, are you guys done, you idiots?
Yeah. Thank God someone finally said it. I think Rhea even mentioned like rolling her eyes at Miz and Morrison through this segment too when she was out.
Just fucking Christ.
Yeah. Nikki Cross come out and was basically bragging about how she beat Rhea Ripley in under 2 minutes. Said she could beat Charlotte in under 2 minutes as well. Charlotte claims she could beat her in 1 minute, but yet they did another 2-minute time limit, beat the clock challenge where I don't know, for whatever reason they made it 2 minutes instead of 1.
So Nikki Cross comes out and says, I want to face the winner between whoever wins the title at Hell in a Cell. I want to face the winner. So essentially the champion. And Charlotte's like, no? Like, what have you, seriously, it's like, no, like, what the hell have you done to deserve that?
Well, she did beat the champ. That's kind of how they book these things.
And was the thing. And then Charlotte's like, because Charlotte assumes she's going to win. It's like, you haven't beat me. Nikki slaps her. after, and then she's like, Charlotte's like, I can beat you in 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't fucking do it.
No.
So it looks like.
Yeah, this match was pretty bad. They were a lot of, it felt like missed times. Again, Charlotte, since she got back, for whatever reason, she's, timing spots oddly, and it's just not looking very good. Like, she went to back, like, clothesline Nikki Cross, and she, like, swung, like, under her as Nikki ran the other direction underneath her. It was really odd, and, just little things like that. It's just timing issues. I don't understand what's going on with her, but this match, basically, Nikki Cross lasted the 2 minutes, and obviously, the number one contender, looking
shut the hell up, arguing with fucking Rhea Ripley.
yeah, just like Rhea last week, the champion looked kind of dumb. The number one contender now looks kind of dumb. I mean, I'm glad Nikki Cross is getting time on television. I'm glad she got herself kind of a win here, technically, because she lasted the 2 minutes. But at the same time, why are you doing this to your number one contender champion? I don't understand.
It's dumb.
Yeah. So we'll move on.
Which I wrote down.
Yeah.
Beat the clock is dumb.
Yeah. Riddle and Damian Priest were backstage having a conversation when Randy Orton showed up behind him. And that's when Randy was trying to get him to basically shut up. He tried to, Riddle tried to zip his mouth shut and they gave him the key. Randy took the key, chucked it over his shoulder, walked off, and then that's when Riddle rolled with his scooter around, reached out and picked up the imaginary key, tried to find it like he was looking for his lost contact. This is kind of funny. I mean, if it isn't for these two guys,
this is fucking hilarious. What are you talking about?
Part of me was like,
I am absolutely enjoying the shit out of Riddle and Orton.
They are the best thing on Monday Night Raw. There's no doubt about that.
Which again, though, that is a low bar to set, but they are excelling at it.
Yeah, but anyway.
And it's just the whole fact that it's this little brother trying to impress big brother Orton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this week we actually kind of got a little semblance of big brother Orton giving his approval to little brother Riddle.
Mm-hmm. A little
with
bit.
The whole hitting the RKO last week.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you know what? No, you actually did really good there. But I'm going to regret saying this, but come with me to my match later tonight, and maybe you can learn a thing or two.
Mm-hmm. And as he does here in the next segment. So this was Randy Orton versus Xavier Woods. I mean, from what I can tell, they had a pretty okay match here.
It was a pretty good match.
Yeah, between the two of them. But the biggest thing in this match, Orton caught Woods as he came off the ropes and hit a Bro Derek, and he winked over at Matt Riddle before he delivered the move to get the win here. Riddle was obviously pumped up with this after the match, and excited as all get out that Randy did his move.
He was in the ring with his fucking scooter.
Yeah. And then my favorite part of it was when Riddle, the guy, gets down to do his pose on his knees. Randy starts to do his little RKO pose, and then he just goes, "No, I'm not there yet." So we gotta wait until we get that payoff, I suppose. But Randy's still annoyed, but he's starting.
That'll come.
It'll come for sure.
But it does seem like over the weeks that it's happened so far, it seems like Orton's kind of coming to the realizations, like, you know what, if we're gonna do this, let's do it right.
Right. We had
again.
Oh, go ahead.
Xavier Woods killing it with the fucking ring gear.
Oh yeah,
Kofi,
and Xavier Woods
in the entrance.
Yeah,
fucking god.
Highly underrated Xavier Woods for sure.
Oh yeah.
We had a MVP with some ladies backstage. Reginald was assuring Nia Jax that he didn't need her help against Shayna Baszler. Then we had Reginald actually defeating Shayna Baszler here off of a pyro distraction in the corner. Alexa Bliss, apparently with her magic voodoo, causes Baszler to get was she rolled up? Is that what happened? Yeah, rolled up for the pinfall, and Baszler was pissed after the match. Yeah. So
rolls Baszler for the pin.
Typical interference.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why don't they let Shayna fucking win?
And when they do, she pins chokes out Natalya, the tag team champ. Or it's always something.
I'm so fucking tired of them disrespecting the shit out of Baszler.
Yeah. Now at least they're trying to do something with her with Alexa, but if this goes to plan, it's probably going to be Alexa getting the win over her still. So.
Yeah.
Yep. So we had Drew McIntyre talking to Kevin Patrick backstage, said he respected Kofi Kingston, basically hyping up the main event a little bit later tonight. Nothing major really here, it doesn't look like. They plugged the NXT triple threat match next week. Then we had Mason T-Bar. They defeated Lucha House Party, kind of a nothing match to me. I didn't really care much for this, just kind of putting Mason T-Bar over.
I still don't get what's up with T-Bar and Mace always referencing fucking extinct animals. Or extinction in general.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck are we going on about with these two? Like, their extinction is inevitable.
Right.
Fuck are you on about, man? Come on.
Who talks like
Who
this?
talks like
Nope,
this?
nobody.
It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I can't not pronounce his name, Dijakovic.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him and Keith Lee in NXT, fucking killing it for that North American title.
Yeah.
And this is what they got for this dude doing on the main roster.
Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb.
They are now the Ascension, or a very, very, very bad ripoff of the Legion of Doom,
It's like
without the cool shoulder pads.
it's like, so you got Legion of Doom, then the Ascension, who was essentially by the end of their careers or their run in WWE were Legion of Doom light,
Mm-hmm.
and now these two are just Legion of Doom light without the fucking pads or anything like that.
Right.
It's just stupid. I'm fucking done with
It's
this.
bad, right? Well, that's the end of our first 2 minutes. We'll try another 10 minutes to see what happens there. We're eventually going to get these. We may have to.
For Raw, for Raw reviews, we're just gonna have to cut the fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, we may just have to.
There's no fucking way we can do it.
Right, we may just have to do these 20 minutes from now. I don't know. We're still working out the issues on that, so forgive us. After this, we had Sheamus enter the ring. Was basically complaining that he got beat up 2-on-1 last week, but he's the heel, so I don't know. I guess complaining isn't a heel's repertoire, so to speak, but kind of a little bit of getting what's coming to him.
Sheamus trying to be the face.
Right, and here is my biggest issue of the night, really. You had Ricochet come out and challenge Sheamus first. Due to a distraction when Humberto Carrillo's music hit, when his music hit, Ricochet was able to roll up Sheamus, which is obviously, again, their favorite pinfall right now is the roll-up. And he pinned Sheamus. First of all, that's loss number 1 for the U.S. champ. Then, for whatever reason, because Humberto come out there, he also challenged Sheamus, and Sheamus accepted this match as well, and Humberto Carrillo beat him with distraction from Ricochet.
Oh, the reason this 2 back-to-back matches happened was because Sheamus was saying, after last week, how they both essentially jumped him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's not the kind of champion, that's not the kind of champion I'm going to be. I want to fight him one-on-one, back-to-back, not at the same time. So that's how that all got set up. It's just like, essentially telling him they're not fit to lace up his boots.
Right.
He's not going to face them 2-on-1, but will face them 1-on-1 back-to-back because that's the type of champion he is. And when he's done, he will send them back to where they came from, catering obscurity.
Mm-hmm. Interesting you mentioned catering. I know one YouTube personality refers to catering as where the talents don't get any work. So I think that sounds pretty funny.
Much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where they go to just sit on their asses, collect a paycheck, and eat some food.
To me, it was just, we could argue whether or not the baby faces were just outsmarting the heel, but some of the stuff the baby faces were doing were kind of heelish. And
the fact that Humberto came out to distract Sheamus is not a very babyface thing to do.
Yeah, and then Sheamus kind of acting like the babyface who was getting, double teamed here. It just felt odd. I mean, it's not as bad as some of the times where they've flip-flopped that stuff, but my biggest issue with this was the U.S. champion got beat twice in the same night. It's like, all right.
Back to back in that.
They just love beating champions, and now they're doing it twice in the same evening. It's like, okay, we're gonna one up it and make it worse. Great. Then we had another Eva Marie video. I don't know if Eva Marie's ever going to debut. This has been going on for a long time.
As much as I think they're wasting my time as a viewer with that kind of shit, I hope it doesn't come to fruition because I don't want to fucking see it. I don't want to see the vignettes, and I don't want to see her.
I've actually heard that she may not be wrestling whenever she debuts anyway. But if she's not, what's with all this? I don't understand. They plugged the Bret Hart documentary.
You got rid of Joe.
Yeah.
You got rid of Samoa Joe and then bring her back. The fuck is your problem?
Right. Speaking of bad matches, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke defeated Naomi and Lana. Botch City. That's what this was.
Objectively bad.
Yeah.
Terrible. No good wrestling on this one.
I mean, Dana Brooke scored the pinfall. Then Rose and Brooke bragged to Natalya and Tamina, who posed with their titles. So I guess we're getting this tag team match. Now, I'll give them this. At least it's not Nia Baszler again. So at least it's...
No, it seemingly seems Nia and Shayna are broken up at this point.
Yeah, it looks like they're leading to a feud amongst the two of them. Because once Baszler sees how happy she was for Reginald when she beat... when he beat Baszler, I got a feeling it's going to be Nia versus Baszler at some... Well... Maybe after the Alexa stuff. I don't know. We'll see how they do it. But yeah, they're definitely going to lead to a match. Seems like.
It's just it.
Because we can't keep tag teams, apparently, for sure. Which, don't be wrong, Nia and Shayna, I've been calling. I want them to break up. But they're about to break up a tag team a little bit, a couple of segments down the road. I'm like, what?
Put those two together, I thought it was cool. It's like, nice.
Yeah.
But then it just went downhill.
Mm-hmm. Shayna Baszler needs wins in a bad way right now, and they're treating her like garbage. Then we had yet another rematch. Cedric Alexander once again defeated Shelton Benjamin, basically the same way as last week. He poked him in the eyes and then scores the pinfall here. So it's kind of the same thing we just saw last week. It's Monday Night Rerun.
It's exactly what we saw last week.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
Which has kind of been the problem with this show over the last month and a half. It's just the same stuff since WrestleMania. We've not really gotten anything new for the most part.
I don't and that's the thing. I don't know if they're trying to wait for the live crowds.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
because you would assume the live once we get back into the live crowds, they'll be able to have more of their wrestlers come back that they don't apparently have in the back. But it's just like treading water here.
I know. If you do this exact same show week in and week out, basically with minor changes, crowds are going to boo it out of the building.
Oh yeah, they will.
I mean, I would hope, but there's some people who like this, and I can't.
If they have a functioning brain, they would boo it.
Yeah, I mean, we're not calling anybody. I'm trying not to call anybody stupid, but at the same time,
I don't give a shit. You bring the hate to me.
All right.
If you for some reason cheer Raw for the shit they do,
mm-hmm.
you might need to go get your fucking head checked.
Raw is the worst show of the week.
Or please somehow explain it to me how you enjoy it.
How was AEW Dark tonight? Anybody know? Comment down below. Let us know. Because I'm curious. If it was up to me, I'd rather watch that. But that's another story.
I'm about to just start watching that instead.
Yeah, the one week I did do that, it was actually better. But that's just my opinion. In the back, we had Elias.
Low bar.
Right. We had Elias trying to psych up Jackson Riker about their tag match. Elias thought Riker wasn't listening and asked him if he's ever been in a battle. Riker shot him a look and said, "Had you ever been in a battle? Because I served in Iraq." And then Riker left. So then we entered the third hour of the show. Oh, we still had an hour to go at this point.
At this point I said, fuck my life. There's still an hour.
Kevin Patrick interviews Kofi Kingston backstage. Again, this is basically just to hype up the main event. He said he respected what McIntyre's accomplished, but he didn't appreciate the cheap shot he took when comparing their matches against Brock Lesnar earlier in the show. So yeah, they're conveniently mentioning Lesnar a little bit. They showed some video of him a little bit during this show.
Now, what I've heard, and I think this came from Heyman, is do you really think Lesnar is going to come out to no fucking fans?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they bring it back at all, it's going to be after they go back to live crowds.
Mm-hmm. Same with Cena.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At this point, it sounds like Roman versus John Cena at SummerSlam, which
also fucking Cardi B is going to be more involved with that. Fucking you. Yeah,
anyhow. I'll keep my opinion myself on that one. But yeah.
Cardi B's trash. Fuck her. Fuck her music. It's not music. Fuck her. I don't want her anywhere near my fucking wrestling show. Get her the hell out of here.
Yeah, I got no problem with certain celebrities every now and then, but there's just some I'm just like, we don't.
Cardi B is trash, man. Trash.
I'm not going to disagree. We had AJ Styles and Omos defeating Elias and Jackson Riker to retain the Raw Tag Team Champions. This basically occurred because Elias refused to tag when Riker was reaching out to him, which enabled Omos to set him up for the phenomenal forearm, and AJ Styles gets the cover here.
Just hopped off the fucking apron.
Yeah, so for whatever reason, nope. I know they kind of explained it a little bit after the match, but for whatever reason, we, again, for inexplicable reasons, we're breaking up a tag team when we have no tag team division. Not that I really cared about these two guys as a tag team to begin with, but
it was bodies.
Yeah. At least you had some sort of. Now, who's AJ Styles almost going to challenge? Is it going to be the New Day, or who's going to challenge him? The New Day again? Is that what we're doing? But I guess it's going to be Randy Orton,
Viking Raiders.
It's going to be. It's going to be RK Bro most likely. But other than that, they have no division. I know the Viking Raiders are there, but they're not doing anything. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't understand the constant need to break up tag teams like they did with Cedric and Shelton. Yeah. Let's see. After, a worried Elias walked through the back when he was approached by Kevin Patrick. Elias claimed that Riker was unhinged and unpredictable. Elias knew they were going back on the road, traveling from town to town, and he didn't want to be around Riker anymore. This sounds very made up for no logical storyline or reason. It's just like
Yeah,
we're breaking them up. We got to have a reason. So say this. You know.
Elias says Riker's unhinged. He walked with Elias at first, and Elias was molding him into something special. But last week, when Elias was in danger, because also Elias fucking talks in third person now.
Yeah. Good point.
Riker ran away, and his priorities were all out of whack.
Yeah. It felt completely out of nowhere.
Patrick points to Riker beating Styles last week. Elias takes the credit, and gives Riker praise as an athlete, but he's too unpredictable.
Right.
So.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I guess back to the singles life.
BS reasons will be BS reasons.
And poor Jackson Riker's probably going to end up in catering before we know it.
Yep.
Elias maybe, but at least he's got the guitar gimmick, I suppose. Now we have Alexa's Playground with her special guest Reginald in the back. Reginald told Bliss that he felt great except for what Baszler did to his knee. Bliss said Lily had a question for him. Reginald didn't respond, so Bliss told him not to be rude. She realized that Reginald couldn't hear Lily. Apparently, Lily wanted to know about Cirque du Soleil, which, Reginald goes as flippy flips, I suppose. Baszler busted in to beat up Reginald before...
Is that where they fucking got him from, with Cirque du Soleil?
Maybe. I'm not totally positive. The dude is pretty good at all that stuff.
Yeah, about Reginald's time with fucking Vegas Circus.
Yeah, I could definitely see it that way. That doesn't mean he's a good wrestler at all, for sure. But, he's good at the flips. That's for sure. I'll give him that. Baszler busted in and beat up Reginald before sitting down on the swing next to Bliss. Bliss said she wasn't invited because Lily didn't like her. Baszler warned her and said she was becoming a problem. Baszler said they need to have a chat and added, so I'll see you next week. I don't know why they had to wait. She's sitting right there, but that's another story. Baszler got in Lily's face.
Next week.
Baszler literally got in face of the doll, which you can almost see it in Baszler's face, like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And she said, "You're a stupid doll," and left. I literally rolled my eyes.
Baszler tells more detail a little bit, because for the website I've got, it's got feeling more details, or at least what you're going over, which is no problem.
Yeah.
But so apparently, Baszler also with telling Alexa you're becoming a problem, points in the direction of Reginald. Do you see what I do to my problems?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she gets down in the face of the fucking doll, and it's like, you're just a stupid doll. Like,
it was just funny to me because she went to kneel down to get in the face of the doll, and literally, if you look at Baszler's face, she's literally got this look on her face, like, I can't believe I'm about to do this. And she does it anyway.
The whole segment, Shayna was like, I cannot believe they've got me fucking doing this.
Yeah,
you could just tell on her face, it's like,
I'd rather be anywhere but here.
I'd rather be anywhere than talking to a fucking doll.
Yeah. But anyway, that was a thing. I
mean, like NXT, man, she was so fucking legit.
Yeah,
badass.
Even on the main roster when she was attacking, Becky Lynch and things like that, it was so. Granted, the biting of the next thing was odd, but she was still a badass.
But still pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, I don't.
But since the teaming with Nia and then this whole Alexa Bliss shit, is like, this is not the Shayna everyone fell in love with to hate.
And as we mentioned last night, they wonder why they're losing so much talent to AEW, because they're tired of this nonsense.
Somehow they're not losing actual in-ring talent, though. That's the thing. They're losing the veterans.
Yeah, the ones whose contracts are running out and choose not to stay. Which, again, if they choose not to stay, that's their prerogative. Other guys and girls tend to stay for the money. That's their choice, too. But there are just some people who are just tired of this. And they can't say anything because they're backstage, obviously. And with WWE, if you say anything, you're going to get
for God's sakes, you've lost Dean Malenko. Mm-hmm. You had Dean as a backstage producer.
It's interesting
and
that
you somehow lost him.
There's a lot of memes going around talking about the guys that have faced Randy Orton as their last match and ended up at AEW. Big Show, Christian, Mark Henry now, which we did not mention last night on our review. But all these guys had their last encounter with Randy Orton and are just like, screw this, we're out. It's like, it's interesting just how that worked. But anyway, it was kind of funny. Let's say we had elsewhere. We had the Viking Raiders and Mansoor talking in the back. That they told Mansoor that they need a chant for when they return to live crowds. Ivar yelled "Raid" and Mansoor yelled it back. They were impressed, but the Raiders left, and Mustafa Ali warned Mansoor not to make friends or trust anyone. Mansoor asked why he should trust him. Then Ali kind of looked at him and said, "Now you're getting it."
That's the thing with the MON-FRI thing. Is like the Viking Raiders is like, you need to come up with a chant. And I think it was
It was
Oh, fuck,
War
what's his name?
back at NXT.
It was the War Raiders, and then they changed to the Viking Raiders. But it's like you need to. They just like, man, sir, you need to come up with a chant when we go back to live crowds. And it's Sarah Logan's husband, Ro.
Yeah.
He's like, a war cry. I was like, God damn it!
I mean,
It's like, stop. I get why he said war cry, but it's like, God, it came across as like just
yeah, and now you're chanting raid instead of
cringe-inducing.
war, I guess. I get why
It's
they don't
like,
want them to be called the War Raiders because they don't want to say the word war. But to me, it's like, it's not that big a deal. I don't understand.
it's really not. It's not that big a deal when you have news channels
Yeah.
constantly on.
And
So
it's just this thing WWE does where they have certain words you're not allowed to say. You're not allowed to say wrestlers. You're not allowed to say pro wrestling or, championship
they're
title belts.
superstars.
Yeah, they have to this crazy jargon that
Sports
nobody would talk.
entertainment.
Yeah, it's just no one would talk like this, and it makes it seem uber scripted and fake.
Like the calling, the wrestlers, superstars, or not calling it pro wrestling and calling it sports entertainment, whatever. That's minor stuff.
Right.
But it's the stuff like, can't have the tag team's name be War Raiders, but you can let them say War Cry on your fucking television.
Yeah,
It's like, what?
I just don't understand.
It's just so stupid.
Lashley and
It's a lot
MVP
of shit.
and their 5 lady friends were dancing, but were interrupted by Kevin Patrick backstage. MVP respected Kingston and was moved to tears when he won the title. So he says.
Which that's actually true.
What was it? Okay, I didn't know that.
MVP actually, I think if you look back, if you can find it.
Oh yeah, I think he was.
I
He was
think
watching it at a
MVP
bar or something. Wasn't
tweeted
he?
he made a tweet saying, essentially what he said there is like he was in literal tears watching him win that title at Mania 35.
All right. Well, I can give him a little credit for bringing in some real life into this. That's good. However, MVP and Lashley did not consider either man serious contenders. They were happy to watch the main event in the back, and Lashley wasn't worried about Hell in a Cell. So then we had the main event: Drew McIntyre versus Kofi Kingston. Woods initially came out with Kingston, but returned to the back. Both men entered and the match started. They wrestled for a bit until Kingston hit a dive, and they went to a break 90 seconds into the match, which I thought was interesting. But they had a pretty decent match from all things considered that I could tell here. Kofi came off the top of the Hurricanrana, hit a penalty kick on the apron, and a double foot stomp off the apron to the outside. Kingston shoved McIntyre in the ring.
That foot stomp to the outside from the apron. Kofi looked like he about fucked his own leg up on that one.
Let's hope not.
It was bad.
Kingston then
Not bad, but it looked. You could definitely tell that like if just an inch or two more anywhere, he would have rolled the shit out of his ankle.
Right. Kingston shoved McIntyre in the ring and jumped off the top rope, but McIntyre nailed a midair Claymore kick for the win to end this pretty good, solid main event. So this is outside of the RK Bro stuff. This is probably the best thing on the show. At least it was a clean win. One guy got over, one guy lost. So for that regard, I'll give WWE.
There was a spot where Big Drew has Kofi set up for the Future Shock DDT, and he just does like a Cesaro swing around for a little bit, and then just lays it in on Kofi. I was like, "The fuck, Drew, calm down." It was just like something so mundane as his Future Shock DDT, and he added just a little bit of it, added some spins to it, and it just like, all right, calm down.
Well, and then after the match, Kingston and McIntyre shook hands as Lashley entered on the stage and posed with his belt to set up the title match at Hell in a Cell, which I believe is still a few weeks away. Am I correct? I believe it's the 20th, I think, of May. Am I correct?
20th of May. We're the 31st.
I'm sorry. Yeah, June. Still a few weeks away in June. My bad. I
want to say yes.
Okay.
But yeah. So I looked up MV. I don't know if he actually tweeted it, but someone said, Shad Gaspar, rest his soul, and MVP crying together when Kofi won the title at Mania 35.
That's right. Yeah.
Like I said, when he was talking to Kevin Patrick backstage, he legit said, yeah, I cried when he won that title. So I mean, like you said, it's always good when they bring in something real like that into the story.
Right.
It adds a little bit more credence and more credibility and legitimacy to the story.
Right, exactly. And it kind of just gives that more sense of realism and something that literally took place. And and a lot of times it's just better than all the scripted nonsensical stuff that they do. And it's like, so I like it when they do that occasionally. So it's a little thing, but I'll take it here. The big thing about this that I do enjoy, though, is even though they're not to mention the clean finish where one guy won and one guy lost, due to the fact that McIntyre or MVP and Bobby Lashley were barred from ringside during this.
There was no interference.
That too. Also that. Plus,
like even outside of the fact that MVP and Bobby were barred from ringside, Bobby and MVP didn't hire someone to come out there and take them out.
Yeah, the finish was good with the Claymore off the
good
top.
Good fucking job.
Which was
you
good.
You didn't book an interference ending.
Yeah, the finish was good. Plus, the thing
I
like
mid-air Claymore shit was dope.
Yeah, and then it set up the feud to hopefully end between Drew and Bobby one more time in Hell in a Cell, where a feud, if it's going to end, it's a good setting to end it in, which is what I hope they would book for the end of the big long feud anyway, not just because it's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up. So hopefully they'll have a good match there, and that'll be the end of it, and we'll move on to something else. We don't need to drag it out more, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, these guys beat the hell out of each other with Braun.
Bobby wins Hell in a Cell. Who's next?
I don't know. That's
and no, that's not a fucking endorsement for Goldberg to come back. No.
Or for Braun to get involved. I just thought of that. What if Braun gets involved? We haven't seen him since Backlash. Let's hope not. But yeah, I don't know.
Mean, if he doesn't get
that's
involved,
the problem they've created.
But like Drew and like Bobby's like, you know what? I want to take on Braun. Then you know what? Fine, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of Drew and Braun, really,
I mean, I guess you could do Kofi because he pinned Bobby if Bobby retains. But I got a feeling Drew is winning this title. That's just my. After that, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe. It's just hard to tell, but yeah, like you said, though, who's going to challenge either babyface or heel?
I mean, if
that's the problem they have.
Wins it, then Bobby's going to get a rematch for the next pay-per-view.
I hope not. I just want this to be over with. It's been going on since before Mania. It's been long enough. And we mentioned before the show that's the one thing. Again, I don't like to compare everything to AEW, but they do this thing where they do a feud. Usually, it's one match. And then it's over.
Maybe two.
With the exception of the Pinnacle and Inner Circle. But then after the pay-per-view, it's done. They really don't drag it out for 3 months with the same feud.
Yeah.
So I'll give them credit there, WWE. And there's nothing wrong with doing it that way, with having a multi-match series. But WWE can sometimes tend to draw it out way too long.
Draw it out, beat it like a dead horse, drive it into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
a la Priest, Miz, Morrison shit.
Yeah, thank God or at least it seems to be over. But now Priest has nothing to do. So
he's trying to teach Riddle Spanish in the back.
Yeah, Spanish. Yeah, hola.
Riddle asked, how do you say? What was it?
That may be a dig on Sammy Guevara too.
How do you teach? How do you say, "Hey Randy"? And Priest is like, "Hey Randy."
Yeah, like I know.
Riddle's like, I figured there would be more of a translation there. And he's like, and then Riddle turns around,
But again, Jericho and Sammy Guevara do this thing like, hey, Sammy, how do you say amazing in Spanish? He goes, El amazing. So, I mean, they do this little gimmick. So, I wonder if it's a small little dig.
Dude, no. Did you not hear what WWE fucking did before Double or Nothing last night?
No.
They tweeted out a video of Nia Jax squash match from, I think, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to know who she squashed in that match?
Oh, it's probably somebody in the AEW World Title or women's women's title match, I should say. I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Britt?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
It was when Britt.
Well, and to be fair, if we're going to go about doing videos before shows, Tony Khan did come out before Smackdown on Friday, basically called out WWE for talking to New Japan and saying, you guys,
it's the pettiness of it all.
They're both doing it, so we could call a spade here.
Khan
kind of started it.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
it's fucking Christ.
Talking about how you guys have been talking to New Japan for months, you guys ain't got nothing, and now I've got New Japan guys coming here. My guys are going there. We've been doing it for a long time. So it's going to happen. It's just they both companies could say they're not competing or the other company's not challenging them to do certain things. This is a competition. There are both they have issues with one another. It's just the way it is.
Here's the thing with that, the way it's seemingly going about now is it's not a competition on content.
Mm-hmm.
It's a competition in the business departments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
because you don't see Raw getting better because AEW is doing good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see outside of Roman, you don't see SmackDown getting better because of AEW.
Right.
No, you see, New Japan was talking to AEW. Well,
Now we
now
gotta
Vince
talk to
wants that shiny toy, so Vince is going to try to get it now.
Just to get to AEW, so their guys can
Exactly.
go there. He wants an exclusive deal with New Japan, so they will work with his guys.
Because Vince is a fucking child who wants to not share shit.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if that's ever going to happen. We'll see what happens going down the line here. But they can say, you could always say there's no competition or, AEW doesn't buzz, but then your actions show otherwise in a lot of these scenarios. So.
Well, it's been competition since they fucking opened the doors over at AEW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, what was it? Was it the first Double or Nothing?
Well, probably.
It was one of their shows. Cody takes a fucking sledgehammer to a fucking stone throne.
Yeah, I mean, Jericho's talking about bad booking and creative.
Not competition.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, AEW does it too, but they both are doing it. It's just subtle at this, outside of Tony Khan's video last week, and now it was a little more blatant. But, I mean, there's definitely things going on between the two. But competition usually breeds success, so we'll see what happens. I thought AEW had a good show last night. Raw tonight, not so much, but...
Like, that's another thing I read on Twitter is, like, after last night's Double or Nothing, you come out and just drop this utter shit on us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the fuck are you doing?
It goes to your point. They don't care about that side of things. It's the business side of it. Yeah.
And it's like, and I think I read on Twitter, it's like, you really honestly believe they watched the pay-per-view last night?
Mm-hmm. And what's sad is NXT's putting on pretty good shows with some minor, flaws. Like I said, every wrestling show has flaws. But nobody watches NXT. Now, granted, Raw has finally tried to promote NXT a bit, leading into the following night. And it's a shame.
I'm excited for that triple threat tomorrow night.
I'm sure NXT is going to be a good show. So if you're watching this, check out NXT. It's a good show.
Yes.
It deserves better. But the problem is no one cares about it, just like they don't seem to care about the main rosters. You can say it's, playoff stuff going on and things like that. But Raw has consistently dropped in the ratings for over the last 4 or 5 years, and it's still dropping at a steady pace. If this keeps up, they talk like they're going to be here forever. But wouldn't be surprised if USA says, all right, we've had enough. Fox is going to maybe do the same with SmackDown if it continues. So we'll see what happens. But it's
all crazy.
Yeah, it's all nuts. But anyway, that's just kind of us going off on a little bit of a diatribe there. But that'll do it for our Monday Night Raw review for this week. So the real question is here, what do you guys think about Raw for Memorial Day 2021? Comment down below. Let us know. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit all the buttons so you get all the notifications about when we put up new content on the channel. And until our next video, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I can jump and roll. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.